Working across teams is tough, but Asana helps you handle it. Asana AI can spot roadblocks and assign work to keep everything on track. That's how work gets handled. Visit us at asana.com.
Yo, what's good, guys? What's good? What is good? Let me go ahead and pin myself. What's good, guys? How was you guys' trade week, man? Happy Friday, first of all. Let's get it. But man, crazy week this week, bro. Crazy week this week in the market. How was your guys' trading week? What's good, guys? Talk to me. I forget there's a lag though. Honestly, I always forget there's a lag, so that's my bad. First of all, I'm always like waiting and anticipating, and I forget that YouTube has like a 10, 15-second lag. So my bad. But happy Friday, guys. Today was well, this week, this week alone was pretty volatile. If you weren't able to get involved in the markets, what was the reason? What was the reason? Were you waiting on a setup? Did your setup not have the confirmation? Did the market miss you? Whatever the case may be, right? There's multiple reasons, right? I was waiting for buys for indices. So, I was waiting most of the time when it came to these buys. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, the market's been tanking with the indices these past few days to come back down to these buy opportunity areas. But that's the thing, right? Everybody should have a bias in mind. Everybody should have a bias in mind. What are you doing in the markets? You have to have an idea. What's the objective for the day? What's the objective for the week? What's the objective for the month? Right? If you're just hopping on these charts to find an opportunity and hop in and hop out, you may catch some. I'm not gonna lie, you may catch some. Right? A lot of us are very good now. You guys can see opportunities left and right. So you may catch some. I'm not gonna lie. But sometimes it's gonna go ahead and bite you in the butt because you don't really understand the overall objective in the markets, right? Every pair has an objective, and the objective is either uptrend or downtrend. Are we looking for buy opportunities or are we looking for sell opportunities? Give me a 10 if that makes sense. Give me an emoji. Let me know if that makes sense, guys. Hey, it's baseball season now, fellas. Football's over. Basketball's over. I mean, it's still going, but nobody watches basketball anymore. Baseball season, baby. We back on. Hopefully, it doesn't get us a copy strike. But I hope that makes sense to everybody, right? Because there is an objective. If we don't understand what is going on in the markets, one, we could be lost. Two, we could be getting clapped, right? And that needs to be fixed, right? That definitely needs to be fixed. So let's go ahead and get into it, right? First of all, I wanted to see if you guys wanted to have a Q&A today, right? I don't know if you guys want to start with the Q&A or if you guys want to end with the Q&A, but what would you guys like to do? Just type in the chat, start or end. If you guys have questions, y'all could ask them right now. Like if you really want, like if you're really curious about something and you have that question that's been itching you, go ahead and ask. So if you guys want to start, let's go ahead and get to it because we're all fresh. Everybody's excited to hop on these calls right now. So let me know. But if not, I already see Austin has sent me some chat or some charts. So I'm excited to get to it. And all right, cool. Let's go ahead and get to it. We could toss that out. Where are we at? Chats. Where the chats at? All right, let me know if you guys can see his Bitcoin opportunity. Austin, can you see your Bitcoin opportunity, bro?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, cool. Awesome. So are you looking for sales right here, or did you catch these sell opportunities already?
No, that's my first area that I'm looking for on the 1 hour. If we break above that black line, which is my 4 hour structure, because on the 4 hour we just keep bouncing off it. We haven't really broke above it. If we break
Mhm.
above it, then I'm looking for the actual 4 hour like lower high up
Right,
here.
right, right. Makes sense. Awesome. Okay. Let's see. I was looking at zones up here too, if I'm not mistaken. And we'll go ahead and look at the other ones. Let me see. Yeah,
The second one should be the hour time frame because I know it was harder to see the Bitcoin one.
Okay, got you.
And then yeah.
Okay, so did you get in right here or no? Are you're waiting to see if it bounces off it and or above it?
No, so when I looked on the line chart, because the line chart shows like where it clearly closes, it like right there where it shows that it touched, there's not
Mhm.
actually like a touch.
Okay,
Like it
got you,
shows
got you.
that it hasn't actually created that lower high. So I want it to come and make the lower high with a small risk. That's why I got the stop loss pretty tight, but just at the top of that structure because like I said, if it goes to break above, then obviously we're going for the higher ones.
Okay, I got you. The only thing I would say is probably I know your stop loss is a bit tight, but I wouldn't mind putting it right here, bro, just to be comfortable. Just to be comfortable. It would still be a good risk to reward, you know. So I'd be
No,
solid.
that's where I would put it. I just had it like real quick, just drew it up. That's my
Oh,
bad.
okay, for sure. No, you're good. Yeah, I see that though, and I'm not really liking how it's like ranging in this area because now it's created like a zone, you know, and it's just like bouncing. So I mean, and that's the thing, right? When the markets consolidate, especially with Bitcoin, like if you look back and really look back at the Bitcoin consolidation, like every time it pumped, it looks like it's just a little bit on the higher time frames. But if you drop to the 1 hour, bro, like it ranges for a while. So just keep that in mind. Okay, let's go look at the other ones. Are they the same thing? Okay, this is BNB. It's actually not a bad area either. I could see this following. This is following. This is the next one in line. Yeah, I could definitely see that. Extra confirmation, bro. Because look, break a structure to the downside. We already cleared that. Break a structure to the downside. We already touched that. This would literally be the next one in line. So that makes sense if you're trying to follow the structure inside of here.
Yeah, and I've been doing that more since like the last call. Just been putting like actual BOSs, change it, waiting for it to like change. And I
Bro,
put
isn't that,
the charge on the wick, not the bodies.
yep, game changer, bro. You just flow with the market so much easier. But I do like this. Obviously, same thing. We could be just consolidating here. So don't be surprised. There's probably something right here on that 1 hour time frame. So if we go ahead and like smack and change direction off of that, you know, follow that structure, bro. Something that looks like this, even like on the 4 hour, that looks chopped up on that 4 hour and then drops. That 1 hour usually has a starting point. So they're just waiting right here. They're just waiting and just letting it consolidate. And yes, it's giving us opportunities to continue down flowing, but notice how it's not flowing like it is right here, right? It's like choppy. So like this can be considered consolidation. And if we come back and we get this, I want to look for that right there. Especially if we get that nice change of direction rejection off of that zone. You know what I'm saying? So keep an eye out for that. Let's go back. Let's see what else you got. Fart coin. What the heck, bro? No way. I would have to look at this on like actual structure, but just looking at your
All
zone,
you need to know is it's just going down, like just straight down. I'm trading
got
it
you,
to
got you.
zero
Yeah,
basically
yeah,
because
I
I
got you.
there's one like leverage prop firm you can trade it on. I literally have just been hitting sells the whole time.
Oh, it's amazing, bro. That's so fire. I'm so glad. I'm so happy you could do that. That's so funny. But no, this totally makes sense. Where are we at? Where's my freaking annotate? Now this totally makes sense. The breaker structure, the downside. Um, it looks like it tapped in right here already, but I'm sure you have something specific on that time frame. And even then, like if you follow the structure, notice how this wick, this is the head right here, right? Left shoulder, head, we change direction. So even if it comes right here, like let me clear this up now. Let's actually change this color too. Let's put to like blue or something. Cool. So notice how this would be the head, right? We change direction. This is my stop loss, the high. Oops, a little crooked, but you know what I'm talking about. The high. So even if it, hits your stop loss, whatever the case may be, it has to run up until that high. So it can mess around and then get that. So if we get that structure, don't be afraid to continue riding that fart coin down to zero, my boy. You feel me? We have liquidity. It makes sense already. So if we can get that and that structure plays out, I will continue just dumping that. That makes sense, bro?
Yes, sir.
I know we're on the 1 or 4 hour time frame, but on the 1 hour, I can already see, like in my mind, I can already see consolidation, the nasty wick. We change direction. Market is building liquidity. Trend line, right? And I'm sure if you look at Fartcoin on the 1 hour, I'm not wrong, right? You can see it. BOS to the upside, change of direction. The starting point was opportunity number one. Definitely took that, but now we have shoulder here. And it just makes sense. Like this is definitely tapping in with liquidity. So I would love to see if the market can come back. Boom. And then take a screenshot, bro. Take a screenshot of everything. Like once it plays out, take a screenshot of it. That way we can update, on the YouTube, the Fartcoin dump. That'd be great. But let's go
I
back.
actually also am gonna leave a few of those markups that I do have to see how they play out, so that we can actually go back through them and kind of analyze and see like what they did.
All right, cool. Heck yeah. All right, let's go to BNB. I had some other things, but you want to give us some charts? I'm down to analyze some charts, and then we can get into some back testing. I don't have BNB. All right, let's go ahead.
You do have BNB. It's under Jupiter.
Oh, you're right. Well, that was a 4 hour. All right, so you give me the 4 hour. The only starting point that I see right here, I mean, we have one here. That was, oh, this was taking it. This is the fresh one. Now let's zoom out real quick because this we're just tapping into what we're looking at. Oh, that violation was taken. Okay, let's go to the daily real quick. Let's move this back over here this way. Let's delete that actually. Keep it simple. Daily starting point, the 4 hour. Let's go to the 2 hour. The 1 hour is a little choppy. Sometimes when the 1 hour is choppy, guys, but I can understand on the 4 hour, there's still a massive drop. That 2 hour is kind of like a sweet spot that clears up some candles and it lets you clarify. So yeah, same thing with your BNB. I can see your 4 hour and daily zones up there for sure, but don't be surprised, bro. If this area right here, if we can respect it, if the market can go ahead and give us this structure right here, reject. Maybe you don't take this the first touch, right? Because I know you're waiting up here, but maybe the market gives you this structure. If you get that, bro, I wouldn't mind you seeing if we can get some sales and more BNB because it makes sense too. Liquidity, you know. So, if we get this, tap in and take those screenshots. That way we can go ahead and continue seeing the playouts. BTC USD, looking for some sales. Okay. I'm waiting for this too. I had seen that we didn't respect the zone like at all, and that would be the violation play. So if we go to the daily or your 4 hour zone, I think yours was here. But nonetheless, where is we at? Oh no, you're way up here too. Oh no, we're in the same zone. Yeah, we're in the same zone, if I'm not mistaken. Let me zoom out. No, you're a bit higher. You're inside of here. We have the same zone marked up anyway. We're good. Awesome. Where's that daily at? Oh, that daily's right up there. Let's go. 4 hour zone. Yeah, it doesn't look. Man, this tank was crazy, bro. Yeah, that tank is insane. Don't even want to look at the portfolio right now. All right, I'm just gonna keep it like that. Where's your BTC inside of that? Okay, that must be a 1 hour you had sent, right? Bro, no lie. This looks pretty decent too. Notice how we sweep liquidity here? Oops, what am I pressing? Notice how we sweep liquidity with that wick, and then we change direction. Now, that would be a bigger play. And again, maybe you don't take this off the first touch because you're like, maybe I don't see it, right? But let's see if we can get a rejection off of that. Let's see if we can get your confirmations off of that, right? Let's see if we can go ahead, tap in, get that rejection, and let's see if we can go ahead and continue respecting these zones and continue that market down. I think your zone was like right here somewhere, which is still fine. On the second push up. Yeah, right here, still fine, right? Like I said, this stop loss, this wick, that would be your stop loss. So as long as we stay within this range and we don't break and close above this wick, if we can get this type of structure and get your confirmations anywhere inside this, we can continue seeing if we can get another dump with BTC, So just keep that in mind. Any questions, bro?
No, 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 that makes sense.
Okay, cool. And yeah, I mean, if we continue to break and close above, I mean, shoot, we might go to some higher zones. But let's go back. I think I was looking at EUR NZD. I wanted to back test on higher time frames just because I feel like it makes things a lot easier. Was I on this one? A lot easier to see, right? Let me see. Was I on this one? But you can apply this to any time frame. I mean, actually, what pair would you guys like to back test? That's what I want to know. What do you guys like to trade? What's
Silver.
up? Silver? Silver's not actually bad. Silver's not bad at all. Let's go ahead and clear some stuff out.
I feel like silver has cleaner structure than gold sometimes.
I agree, bro. I agree. Silver, this is like a little secret that I heard, right? And don't take my word for it, don't shoot the messenger. But, usually the things that are the most popular, everybody's trading, which means like millions and millions and millions of people are trading this pair. It's usually not the easiest pair. Why? Because structure and everything is manipulated, right? They make it very volatile on purpose. They throw these wicks out on purpose. It's not easy to trade, and that makes structure very ugly. That's why sometimes NAS, US 30, SPX, um, gold, US oil, sometimes these things are very ugly in structure. So you have to be very advanced to understand what they're trying to do structure wise, smart money wise, liquidity wise. You have to put all these things together in order for you to have a good, strong bias and feel confident in the structure you're looking at and in your bias. Does that make sense, guys? That's very important, right? And that's why, like, sometimes the major pairs for Forex, they let me see the chats real quick. The major pairs, um, sometimes they're a bit more wickish. They don't respect a whole lot. They like to hit your stop loss and then they go. But you're correct. But it happened to hit your stop, whatever the case may be, right? And that's because a lot of people are trading these pairs, so they're gonna make it just a bit tougher, right? Usually the pairs that respect the most, AUD, um, CHF, NZD. Why? Because nobody is trading these pairs. Nobody is trading these pairs, guys, which makes it a bit easier. There's less manipulation. They're gonna let those respect because there's so much big fish over here, capital. There's so much big fish over here, capital, right? So they'd rather attack the big fish rather than the small fish. Give me a two if that makes sense, guys. Let me know, guys. Y'all with me? Thank you, Carlos. I appreciate you, big dog. Yo, who's on the call? Oh, just me, Austin, Carlos. Hey, y'all some real ones, bro. Y'all some real ones. I have to wait for these guys. Let me know, guys. Catch up with me. Hurry up. But yeah, that's something that I had learned, and I was like, that makes a lot of sense. And that's also like when I was struggling with some indices, I would just hop off. I would hop off the indices and I would go to Forex pairs. And it was just so much easier. Has anybody ever done that before, bro? Has anybody went to indices, caught a couple trades, and then it got like super, super, super tough out of nowhere, and then you're just getting smacked around, and then you're like, you know what, I'm gonna take a break, and then you go to Forex pairs, and then you just start like smacking the markets again. Has that happened to anybody, bro? It's in the Powerhouse chat and Powerhouse trading chat. It's in there. Go take a look. Why does it look? Am I tripping? Maybe I am tripping. All right, but first and foremost, am I tripping? Why does it look like this? Could it be a regular end? Oh no. Okay, never mind. No, I am tripping. Okay, so first and foremost, guys, let's go to the weekly time frame. This is insane. But is this bullish or bearish, guys? Let me know. This is bullish. I can't even ask questions, I feel like, bro, because of the lag. But this is bullish structure, guys. This is a bullish trend, right? We can see the market is clearly going higher. So what am I going to look for? I want to look for buy opportunities. Now, sometimes they may take a while, but on higher time frames, this is where we have to have our zones, right? We can scalp and intraday in between those, but we also have to understand where the higher time frame is because the higher time frame, guys, will always be the objective. Okay? The higher time frame will always be the objective. And I'm just picking a random spot in here. So I'm just going to pick this. This is my starting point. Let me go ahead and just replay this. Start new. Start new is fine. So again, this is my daily starting point, right? My daily starting point. So if I know I'm in an uptrend, I want to continue looking for buys. Okay. Now, at the same time, we can always look for intraday and scalps inside of here and do our thing, whatever the case may be. However, I need to understand what the higher time frame objective is, and that's to either build liquidity, take it out, and continue, or that's either to go ahead, let the sellers sell until it's time to take them out, right? Sometimes we can build liquidity and then continue to run. That happens too. These aren't my favorite opportunities. Sometimes, I miss these opportunities because I don't look to buy inside of liquidity personally. I don't like to buy inside of liquidity. So sometimes I may miss these. I will be honest with you guys. Those aren't the plays that I look for. I like when the market builds liquidity, we take it out, and then we continue buying. These are the plays I look for. Liquidity sweep, change of direction, and then I try my best to go ahead and find an opportunity when the market pulls back. These are the plays that I look for. You know, looking for buys inside of liquidity. Yes, you can. Market will give you some, but because of liquidity, I'm usually thinking, well, I don't want to buy inside of here. I would rather wait until it sweeps and then we buy, you know, or come to my zone and then we buy some more. That's what I'm thinking, right? So again, I'm either waiting for the market to come down, pick me up and continue, or I'm waiting for the market to build consolidation, let the scalpers play, let the market sweep it so we can go ahead and continue this movement. That's what I like to see. Give me a 10 if that makes sense. Dang, drinking all this water. Appreciate you, Carlos. Right. So that's what I like to see. Now let's take a look. Let's take a look at this 4-hour time frame. Because again, right, what's good, Jasmine? Appreciate you. Again, The market's going to give us these opportunities inside of here, and it's going to fake us out. Or it may even give us some continuations. It doesn't look like it gave us one here. It may not give us one here. But at the end of the day, guys, this is the main objective, the higher time frame opportunities. Okay? We can do our best. We can wait for confirmation off of these zones if we want to. We don't have to take these things first touch. If the market can go ahead and give us some type of opportunity, that would be great. But at the end of the day, I know that this daily structure is the main objective uh for the banks, right? If they're letting multiple people, right, you have to think that maybe social media, right? Maybe your Instagram, maybe your Facebook, maybe your aunt, they're saying, yo, gold is high right now. Let's buy some more gold. So what are they doing? Allowing people to buy more gold, right? And then what happens? They allow people to buy more gold, and then schmack, the big move happens, clears out a lot of these early buyers, and then we go ahead and the banks continue here. Not here, the banks continue down low, and then we continue that market movement to the upside. Give me a one if that makes sense. And I'm not saying not to participate, right? Because these are continuations, and the market will give us opportunities and we can continue to ride, right? But you, the trader, you, the investor, you have to know, hey, sometimes these plays here only last so long, so I'm gonna get what I can get and get out. Because I know again, the daily zones / weekly zones are the main objective in a lot of the scenarios. Okay. So I just want to clarify that. Y'all can scalp buys and sells all throughout here. I personally, y'all know me. I don't really look for sells in the market's buying. For me, it's like I'm doing too much. Why am I ping ponging? Why can't I just continue buying? That's my mindset. I can't think for you and you can't think for me, right? Y'all, I know a lot of you guys love to ping pong. Y'all do your thing, and I see the chats, y'all be smacking. Y'all be smacking. I'm like, dang, could never be me. I just want to look for buys, right? Because I know when I did that, that was just too much for me, right? So I just simplified it. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna look for buys. Why make things hard for me? If the market's buying, I'm gonna buy. That's simple logic for myself, right? And if that's simple logic for you, then so be it. Practice it. See if it works for you. Okay. Now let's take a look and see how the market moves here. Let's see what the 1 hour looks like structure-wise in these areas. Go to the 2 hour real quick. All right. Let's just stick to the 4 because I don't want to give too much structure until it's time to. Let's continue. So notice how we're creating structure here now. I'm looking at this like liquidity. But now we have structure like it can either leave without us or stay. Now the market broke and closed above, and this is where money management comes into play, right? Because a lot of you guys are taking, especially myself, like I'm taking opportunities as they come. I don't know if the market's going to come down here right now, right? I don't know if the market's going to make this move right now. Sometimes the market will leave that for later and it'll take that and we're gone for a little bit and then it'll come back around, right? So a lot of us are taking opportunities as they come. Now let's take a look and see what happens. Does it give opportunity? It's consolidating, so that's not the best. It's like, maybe I should get out, maybe I shouldn't. But the market does give us a little bit of run, So this is where we go ahead and have money management or trade management, use some break evens, use some partials, boom. What did I tell you guys? When structure gives us opportunity, we can go ahead and take some opportunities. Now at this point, we're at a 1-to-1. So that's already a partial for me, right? Because I don't like to move my stop loss to break even too early, right? And again, this can be a 1 minute structure, this can be 5 minute structure, 15-minute structure. Don't worry about the time frame. Worry about the setup. Okay? Please. Don't worry about the time frame. Worry about the setup. But don't be like, oh, Vinny, you're always on the 4 hour. Bro, don't worry about the time frame. Worry about the setup. Everybody type that in the chat. Don't worry about the time frame. Worry about the setup. Don't worry about the time frame. Worry about the setup. Okay? Especially when we're on these calls. Y'all gonna look at whatever time frame y'all look at. Focus on the setup. Please. Now at this point, we can move a stop loss. I'm sorry. We can now take partials. Okay. Now, why? Why would I do that? Because I don't want to move my stop loss break even too early. Okay. So let's say I'm up $50. I'm gonna take 25 off the playing field, and I'm gonna let 25 run. So now I took 25, put it in my trading account, and I'm letting the 25 continue to work. Okay. This 25 here is still in this trade. Okay. So now, if the market wants to go ahead and just hit my stop loss, then it takes this 25 back, and I end up with 0. So technically, it's a break even. Give me a 2 if that makes sense, guys. Let's go, Carlos. Now I'm going to explain that one more time. Okay. Explain that one more time. Let's say I'm up $50 in this trade right here. Okay. I take $25 out and I let $25 continue to stay inside the trade. Okay. So let's just say this one I put in my trading account, and this one is continuing to work in the markets. Okay. Now, if this market decides to continue to, or wants to turn around and hit my stop loss and go to this main one, then all this is doing is taking the original 25 that I took, and now this trade is a break even. Give me a 2 if that makes sense, guys. I know we're on YouTube, but I need some answers from you guys right now. I need some answers from you guys right now. This is very important. A lot of people don't even do this stuff. A lot of people don't have trade management. This is why people lose capital. Guys, trading isn't about, like, how would I say, like, the big piece of trading, guys, is actually capital preservation. Everybody can see the blues in their phone. Everybody can catch trades. I don't know a trader that has a problem actually catching trades once they're a year or two in. They don't have a finding a trade problem or getting into profit problem. They have a gaining profit problem. They have a capital preservation problem. If we can handle those two things, bro, you're golden. Easier said than done because you have to practice good habits. But if you can practice them and stay consistent with them, guys, you're going to have a way better time in the markets. Trust me. Right. So now let's see. This is a 1-to-1. I've now taken partials. 1-to-2. Let's see if I could break even. So this could be a winning trade. So I'm still in this because okay, now that's a break even trade. So now look at this is what the market is doing though. Oh, we barely swept that with the wick, with the wickety wick. Now let's see. Break a structure to the downside. And let's see if we can get this change of direction. Because even though that's not the best sweep, that is a sweep of liquidity. I don't like these. I would rather it be something that looks like this. Even though it's like, oh man, I didn't touch my low zone, but hey, at least if we get a nice sweep and we can continue to the upside, I would like to see if we can get some, you know? Let's take a look. We break and close above. Now let's see if we can get this opportunity down here with the left shoulder. Now again, trade management has to be into effect. This isn't my stop loss. This is. So 1-to-1, I take $25 off of the trade, right? I'm gonna just use that example, right? I'm just gonna continue using a $50 profit example. I'm gonna go ahead and take $25 off the trade and then another 25 in my trading account. Or I'm sorry, continue to work. This one's working. This one's in my account. Okay, I'm just going to continue using that example for the sake of understanding. Okay. Now, I just pulled out $25. This trade just hit a 1-to-2, so this should be a break-even trade. Now let's see if it hits a 1-to-3. So now at this point, money has been taken off the trading table. Stop loss is now a break even. This is now a profitable trade. This is a risk-free trade. Okay. So let's go ahead and continue. Let's see if we can hit some take profit or if we hit stop loss. So cool. We hit take profit. That's exactly what I want to see. That's fire. So at this point, this is a winning trade. We just did what we're supposed to do. Now let's see if we can actually take this high. Because, I like to swing. And if we're going to continue, and let's say, even though this isn't like the best wick, like I said, I would have liked it to be like something like this to sweep liquidity. That way we can be, higher high. Oops, not the one I wanted. That way it can look like higher high, higher low, and we continue making new highs. I want to take this out so the market can continue making new highs. Give me a 2 if that makes sense. Yes, I always want you guys to practice 1-to-3s. Matter of fact, if you plan on swinging trades, like this, you should be partialing out at 1-to-3s. Every time it hits another one, or maybe every two, because obviously you guys can only leverage so much, but you guys should continue to partial along the way, right? You guys should be able to continue partialing along the way. Don't just hold the trade and take no money out of the trade, guys. Okay? Don't just hold the trade and don't take no money out the trade. So let's see. I know on the 4-hour it wicked the zone, but can you go down to the lower time frame to show how you would enter that right here? Yes, of course, bro. That's great. That's a good example. Thank you for saying or asking that. Cool. And this would be the confirmation trade. So that's thank you for asking that, Austin. This would be the confirmation trade. Okay. So Austin just asked, I know that's the 4-hour and it wicked the zone, but can you go down to a lower time frame to show how you would have entered that? Okay, cool. So first and foremost, if you've been waiting on this trade and you're trying to catch this movement to the upside, you can always test trade the first touch with the under leveraged lot size, right? A lot of people, when they enter a trade, every trade damn near, they enter a 1% every trade. Now, when you start trading with prop firms, you're going to realize very quickly that you can't do this because when you're trading with prop firms, they only allow you to lose so much percentage per day and per overall, right? They could per day. So there's two ways you can lose with drawdown. One is per day, so they only allow you to lose so much per day. And then overall, if let's say in a max of a month, you lose the overall amount they tell you not to lose, they strip it. Now it could be done in a day, or not a day, because technically you have to have 2 days to do that. But hey, it could be done in 2 days, it could be done in a week, it could be done in 2 weeks, a month. They allow the overall drawdown is, hey, you cannot go past this at all, like at all, bro. or else this account is not yours anymore. We're taking it back. Give me a 1 if that makes sense. Like, you cannot. So it's best when you take the first trade. And again, I'm gonna break this down with, this is bugging me. I'm gonna break this down with $100 as an example. So we can get it, right? 1%, let's just say, is $100. Okay. $50 is now 0.50%, right? It's a half of a percent. Now, $25 would be 0.25%. Now, sometimes even for me, like I'll go down to 1/5 of a percent, which is like a $5 risk, as an example. 0.05%. Very, 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 very small risk. Does this make sense, guys? Let me know if this makes sense right here. Again, like this, you can't risk 1% every trade on a prop firm, bro. Like with confirmations, okay, maybe you can risk it, but now you only have so many 1% to lose, bro. Because some prop firms only allow you to lose 4% a day, depending on the challenge, right? It can be 5% a day, 4%. I've seen as low as 3% a day. Bro, that means you have 3 trades at 1% and it's gone. Like the account is not yours anymore. They take that shit, right? That means what do you got to do? You have to break it down so the account can last, right? So now let's say they allow you to take lose 3%. Bro, think about it. If you break down 1% into 4 trades, bro, now you have 4 trades to make to lose 1%, 8 trades to lose 2%, so on and so forth. Does that make sense? You're giving yourself a chance to keep it. You're giving yourself a chance to keep the account. I can't explain it any more simpler than this, guys. I'm sorry. So, if you have a question, please, please let me know. And I will try to explain it a little bit different. I could try my best, but bro, this is the best way I could explain it. Okay. So at this point, maybe I'm taking a 0.25% risk, or maybe a 0.5, right? Because I want to go ahead and preserve capital. That's a 0.05. But y'all understand what I'm saying. So now at this point, what I want to see now is the market break down or either just drop down and change direction, or I want to see the market break down, sweep, and give me this opportunity here. Okay. Either a simple structure that looks like this, BOS, change of direction, or I want to see the market consolidate, sweep it, change direction, and get an entry. Okay. Those are the 2 main things I want to see right now. So now let's take a look. Market just made equal lows. So now we have support. Now we have support. So again, this is what I'm seeing, right? That's consolidation. Let's see if we can sweep it and continue. Boom. So again, we're already in on this trade. Okay. We just took a test trade here. Boom. We're up right now. We're in profit right now. Okay. We just took a test trade. I'm going to put that over here for the visual clarity, but this entry belongs to this trade. So I'm going to just put that right there. Now let's take a look. BOS to the downside. What am I waiting for, guys? Austin, what am I waiting for, bro? You wanted me to break it down? I'm going to pick on you a little bit.
Change of direction.
Yes, sir. We need to change of direction for buy opportunity. Let's see. Wouldn't consider that one yet, right? We need a solid break and close above. So right now it's caught in consolidation. That happens too. That's why we wait. Market consolidated here. We swept it, and now the market is trapped inside consolidation. This is why we wait for the confirmation, because if it doesn't, we can just continue to drop. But if it breaks and closes above, we can continue to look for buys. Okay, let's take a look. Boom, we break and closed above. Okay, now again, on this time frame, you can't really see which starting point, and it kind of takes it, but let's take a look on the 4 hour. 4 hour, this would be my starting point, and it looks like it. Oh, that barely missed, bro. Let me see. We'll delete this. Oh, that's a snag. I would say this opportunity has been taken. Market breaks out, breaks and closes above, break and retest along with the starting point, and it continues up. I would now just continue to go for the inverted. Let's go back down. Let's find our confirmation. Confirmation happened there. So now we are awaiting, right? Our second trade is now here. My stop loss at the low. Guys, when the market gives you a stop loss, respect the stop loss. I know a lot of you guys are like, bro, this is too big. I get it. If this is too big of a setup, drop down to a lower time frame so you can catch the smaller setup. You just want to see the same thing. So as the market's dropping down, now you just have to look for the same thing. So now you take this setup. So you risk a little bit less. But on this time frame, it's going to be this one, okay? Guys, never fear a stop loss, bro. It's there for a reason. Never fear the structure. The structure is creating structure for a reason, guys. So when people put their stop loss like this, just because you don't want to risk too much, bro, you're asking to get smacked. And you deserve it because you're not being disciplined. You're not being coachable. So when this happens, and you're like, bro, why did I hit stop loss? The market went my way. Your stop loss should have been down here in the first place. Give your room trade to breathe. Okay? Give your room trade to breathe. Understand where it should go and just stretch your TP out to a 1 to 3, bro. It's very, very simple. Okay? Stop making it hard. Don't overcomplicate it, because when you overcomplicate it and you try to do certain things, you're putting yourself in a bad position overall. And then you put you put yourself in a bad position here, because now you're overthinking and now you're scared to take trades because you're doing the wrong thing. But if you put it where it should be, sometimes those thoughts don't even come into mind because those bad things don't happen to you. Does that make sense? Give me a 1 if that makes sense. Question: when you get a change of direction or BOS, do you jump to a higher time frame and mark up your starting point? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Which is kind of what we just did, right? 4 hour time frame, right? The 1 hour time frame was a bit choppy. So I go to the 4 hour and I find that, but obviously that looked like it was taken. So I'm gonna use the 1 hour. Okay, cool. So let's take a look. Sorry. I want to make it visually clear for y'all. Dang, the zoom in. Nah, hold on. Let's see. So the market just tapped in, right? Okay, cool. Let's see what happens. So again, out of 1 to 1, we had taken partials. Out of 1 to 2, we had breaking even. So now this is a winning trade, right? I put 25 in my trading account, right? I broke even, so now this is a winning trade. Let's see if we continue. Now I see a baby setup right here, so if it does come back in respect, I literally know why, and I will break it down to you guys. Uh-oh, I don't think it will though. Notice how we get that shift and we clear liquidity and we change direction. Let's see if we can actually just continue heading up from here. Let's see. It may come back down, but and again, this would be an early signs. The real sign is here. If we can break and close above that, that's the real change of direction. But obviously, if you want to be a bit aggressive with the market and try to catch it as low as possible, we can try to catch this that gives us that change of direction. Okay. But let's take a look. Literally Himothy, bro. Literally Himothy, bro. I told y'all. Stop loss at the low. 1-to-1. We took partials. 25 is now out of the trade and in our trading account. 1-to-2. We broke even. Let's see if we hit 1-to-3. Telling y'all, we Himothys. I don't know the version for her. I wouldn't say herthy, but sounds a little weird. Boom. Smacking TPs everywhere. Right? Obviously, guys, look at the market missed us. Right? But the market continued giving us structure to the upside. So what are we gonna do? Are we just gonna just sit tight and just wait? Bro, if the market is giving us continuations to the upside, let's continue with this trend. Okay. Just know, if the market just wants to dump, oops, that was crazy. If the market wants to just go and just dump on us, we know where it's gonna go. We'll be ready. And now the risk to reward just makes it better. Okay. Risk to reward makes it better. You want good risk to reward? Stop making your stop loss so tight and jump to higher time frames so you can actually hold swings. Make sense? Three trades caught back to back to back. Follow the same risk to reward, the same risk management, the same trade management to continue flowing in the markets. Give me a 5 if this makes sense, guys. Give me a 5 if this makes sense. Let me know. Now let's go ahead and jump up to the daily real quick and just take a look at what's going on. Because you don't want to get stuck on one time frame. That's how you get caught. That is how you get caught, right? So on this time frame, I see a starting point because we broke and closed above. Now, breaking and closing above tells me we should continue going higher anyways, right? Let's continue looking for buys. Now let's drop down slowly. I'm also seeing an inverted. It's not the best, but I do see it, right? We break and close below, and then we change direction technically. Well, if you're looking at it with the inverted eyes, right? And I'll show you guys. Left shoulder, neckline, left shoulder, head. We change direction. If the market comes back down in this area, we can look for some more buys. And if you want to look for some confirmation, we can get that as well. Right? So let's take a look. Possible zone here. Okay. Now, as the market is dropping down, guys, what should we be doing? Austin, what should we be doing, bro? As the market is dropping down and creating structure, what should we be doing, big dog?
Mark up those BOS.
Yes, sir. Mark up the BOSs. At this point, this is the closest BOS. This is my change of direction line. As it continues to drop, we just continue to adjust. This is going to give us the confirmation trade. Okay. Let's see. We can look for more buys. Now let's see if it continues. Again, we always want the lower zones, but let's see. Awesome. So obviously it did not hold, but that's fine. This is where risk to reward comes into play, right? We just won 3 trades. We lost it. And again, first trade, right? That was a test trade, guys. That was a test trade. That was your, maybe your 1/5%. Or maybe that was your 1/4%. That wasn't a full percent, right? Because that was the first touch. First touches should be under risk or under leveraged. Okay. Now market comes back down to the lower zones. Now we finally have a break of structure to the downside. Change of direction line. Early signs is here. Let's take a look. Adjust. Now again, this test trade is in profit right now. Now let's see if it continues. Now, I don't really like this head and shoulder though, because of the liquidity that's right here. I don't like when it builds liquidity. I like when it's just a clean sweep and we're gone, right? Kind of like this one, a clean sweep. Notice how clean, and then we're gone. Boom. This one, it takes liquidity and then builds it and then it leaves. So anytime I see this, I'm always thinking it's going to clear it one more time and then take off, right? So let's see if that's what happens. Now, when you notice this and you see this, you don't have to take a 1%er again. You can continue risking that 1/4%. Does that make sense? If it continues, you could find a better trade somewhere else. But you guys have to be selective in what you're going to put your 1%er on. Because again, when you're on prop firms, which a lot of you guys are, and a lot of you guys want to be, you have to be a bit more selective with your risk. Okay. I think this trade hit take profit. Let's see. Never mind. 1-to-1's break even. Let's see. 1-to-2 has not hit 1-to-2 yet. I'm sorry. 1-to-2's break even. Market respected that zone. Look at this is why I don't move my stop loss too early. Because if I would, or actually, look at it, still hasn't hit. Technically, I could if I want to be a bit, on point. But at the same time, look at what it just did. It came to my next trade. Oh, actually, that was the wrong one. I wasn't here. So I think this trade did hit TP. Oh yeah. Yep. So the first trade actually hit take profit. So this one was a good trade. Boom. We took 3 trades, lost one, and then won the next one. So we're 4 trades at a dub, 1 trade at a loss, right? Now this right here was the confirmation trade. We're at a 1-to-1. We now take $25 out of the account. Let's see where a 1-to-2 is. 1-to-2 is right at that high, so we can delete that. Let's see if we can get a 1-to-2. Boom, 1-to-2. We're now moving stop loss to break even. Let's see if we can continue. And I'm seeing this as well. So let's see if we actually respect structure and continue going higher, right? Consolidation, entry, we continue. Okay, let's see. Hit my take profit. Let's go. Let's go, guys. On silver, we just smacked 5 trades and lost 5 trades at a win. Oops, I don't know why I drew consolidation. 1 trade at a loss. Just following the trend on a higher time frame. Do you see what I mean? On higher time frames, when you wait to continue, you tend to have a better time. Yes, this loss was I took 1 loss, but did I take it trying to catch sales? No, I took it trying to catch another buy. And all it did was come back to my lower buy zone and continue. And I ended up taking a buy here and then a buy here. Does that make sense, guys? Let me know, chat. So now I already know this trade. This zone is no longer usable. This zone is no longer usable. We have zones here now. Now let's jump to the daily. Oh man, look at this starting point, bro. Uh, na 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 na. Hey, some of y'all don't even know that song, bro. That's how old I am. Dang, did I just show my age to y'all? Low key, that's wild. Hey, low key, I'll have to listen to some Master P, dog. But now the next starting point is here. I'll have to listen to that song again. Sheesh. All right, so now we have two more buy zones. Okay, now guys, we're just simply following trend. I'm telling y'all, bro, low key. Now we're simply just following trend, guys. Let's take a look. These are daily zones. Daily zones, right? Guys, the objective will always be the daily. Look at this. What did it come to? What did the market come to? Let's just backtrack it real quick, right? Let's just take a deep breath. Let's just take a deep breath, okay? Let's have an understanding what just happened. We're on the daily time frame. This is the daily starting point right here. What did the market come back to? The market came back to a daily zone to continue higher. Higher high, higher low. We just made new highs. The objective is uptrend. The objective is to try to catch the next best buy to make new highs. Give me a 1 if that makes sense. Man, I feel bad. I literally feel bad for whoever is not on this call right now, bro. Like whether you're on YouTube or on Zoom, I literally feel bad, bro, because this is so easy, but people just don't plug in enough. They don't take, and don't get me wrong, it's a Friday. Y'all can do whatever y'all want, but y'all plugged in right now, getting game. Now look, as we jump to lower time frames, guys, there are opportunities all throughout here. All throughout here. Yes, we could look for more buys. Yes, we could look for sells. Yes, the market, you can definitely ping pong. Let's just jump down even lower, bro. Yes, of course you can. Of course you can look for sales inside of here on lower time frame. Yes. You want to look for more sales? Yes. You want to look for buys? Yes. You want to do yes, you can do it all. But what is the main objective? At some point, the market will always come back to a higher time frame zone. I'm sorry, but it will. So you might as well look at them. You might not trade them every day. You can scalp. Y'all can do intraday all throughout these zones. Y'all can do what you do, but you have to have an alert at a higher time frame zone and understand the overall trend. Honestly, I think we should just end it like that. We just snapped, bro. We literally just snapped on this call right now. Insane. Does anybody have any questions? Any questions, guys? Let me know. Guys, this is what I want you guys to practice. Over the weekend, and I'm not even asking you guys to do a lot, bro. I'm really not. I'm really not. There's a few of you guys on YouTube. There's a few of you guys on Zoom right now. I want you guys to draw this or take a picture of this. Do both. Take a picture of it and draw it. And then I want you to go find it. Guys, this is how the market moves. Doesn't matter the time frame. It can be an uptrend. It could be a downtrend. It does not matter. This is how lower time frame looks. On the higher time frame, this is how it looks. Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. This is how that looks, guys. How can I understand to ride the trend better? Understand higher time frame zones, BOS to the upside. Understand structure. You have to understand structure. That's the most important. Okay? You have to understand structure. That's the most important. Understand higher time frame zones. And when the market comes back into these areas, you have to understand structure when the market is coming back down too. Because if we can get this and the market changes direction, we're going to continue going higher. And all that is another higher high, higher low, higher high. You guys ever hear that term read between the lines? You guys ever have a little toxico or toxica just tell you don't read between the lines, right? Y'all ever hear that? You ever hear that? Guys, this is how you read between the lines when it comes to trading. Understand higher time frame trend, and when you drop down to a lower time frame, you are literally going to read in between the lines. As the market continues to drop, you continue to adjust. As the market continues to drop, you continue to adjust until we change character. Then we have confirmation. Then we can go ahead and continue with the next opportunity. So I hope this makes sense, guys. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and ask them in the chat. Let them know they missed out. I literally want y'all to go ahead and hit the chat and be like, yeah, man, if y'all wasn't on today's levels call, y'all missed game, bro. Y'all missed game. Let them know what you learned and let them know what you gained. Guys, if you are on YouTube, go ahead and give us a like. Go ahead and subscribe and follow. Let us know. There's multiple educators that hop on our channel. Go ahead and let the in the comments, let us know what educator you resonate with. Who's helped you the most structure wise, psychology wise, consistency wise, right? Every educator has different assets we deliver to the students, right? So let us know who you resonate with the most so we can go ahead and give you all the calls that you guys need, right? But with that being said, I hope that you guys have an amazing weekend. Make sure y'all practice what I told you to practice. Y'all should have took a screenshot. If y'all didn't, that's on you. Draw it out and go find it, right? If you guys have any questions, go ahead and ask me in the chats. I'll go ahead and get back to you as quick as possible. Guys, you guys have a great weekend, and I will see you guys on Monday. Peace.